Rockets stuck without a point guard until the 15th of December after VanVleet injury. The Houston Rockets championship hopes have taken a serious hit just weeks before the start of the 2025-26 NBA season. Veteran point guard Fred VanVleet tore his Achilles tendon, sidelining him for the entire season. With league rules and salary cap restrictions in place, the Rockets are effectively unable to sign a replacement until the 15th of December, leaving head coach Ime Udoka with few viable options and forcing the team to rely on a makeshift backcourt in the early months of the season. The injury could not have come at a worse time. Houston entered the off-season with renewed optimism after pulling off one of the most impressive moves in franchise history, trading for Kevin Durant while retaining key role players and solidifying their roster around their young core. With VanVleet healthy, the Rockets were considered legitimate contenders in the ultra-competitive Western Conference. VanVleet injury and its immediate impact. Fred VanVleet's absence leaves a vacuum in Houston's lineup that goes far beyond his statistics. The 30-year-old veteran has long been regarded as one of the league's premier floor generals, known for his leadership, high basketball IQ, clutch shooting, and defensive tenacity. Last season, VanVleet averaged 21.4 points, 6.9 assists, and 1.6 steals per game, while posting a 36% three-point shooting rate. His ability to orchestrate the offense, manage pace, and make key defensive rotations made him indispensable to Houston's system. Rockets general manager, insert GM name, stated in a press conference, "Losing Fred is a devastating blow. He's more than just a player, he's our on-court leader. We will have to adapt creatively until we can make roster adjustments in December." Historically, teams that lose their starting point guard early in the season struggle to maintain cohesion, and the Rockets now face the difficult task of adjusting rotations, sharing ball handling responsibilities, and avoiding overextending their young core. Salary cap restrictions and league rules. Replacing VanVleet is easier said than done. Houston is currently capped out, sitting just $1.25 million below the first apron, a threshold that limits financial flexibility. Because of this, the team cannot use the disabled player exception without exceeding the limit. Additionally, minimum salary signings are off the table unless Houston sheds enough salary, which is complicated by the current structure of contracts for key players like Steven Adams, Clint Capela, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Jabari Smith Jr. League rules also restrict trades before the 15th of December for players who were recently signed or traded, including VanVleet himself. This means the Rockets cannot pursue outside help without either waiting until mid-December or moving untouchable core players, an option that would be self-defeating. The untouchables include Kevin Durant, Alperen Sengun, Thompson, Tari Eason, and Reed Sheppard, essentially the franchise's foundation. Analysts note that this combination of cap limitations and trade restrictions creates a perfect storm, leaving Houston without viable avenues to immediately replace VanVleet. Interim solutions: who will run the offense? Head coach Ime Udoka will have to get creative with Houston's roster until reinforcements are allowed. Several players are under consideration to share playmaking duties and fill the point guard void. Reed Sheppard, the rookie guard, showed flashes of promise last season. While his first year was inconsistent, Sheppard displayed solid decision-making, capable shot creation, and the potential to lead an offense. Udoka may rely heavily on Sheppard to initiate plays, particularly in half-court sets. Thompson, though primarily a wing, Thompson averaged 14.1 points, 8.2 rebounds, and 3.8 assists last season and earned all defensive first-team honors. His versatility allows him to handle the ball in spurts and create offense, giving the Rockets some flexibility at the guard position. Aaron Holiday, a seasoned veteran, Holiday provides experience and stability off the bench. While not a long-term solution as a starter, he can help orchestrate offense during critical stretches and mentor younger players like Sheppard. Alperen Sengun, the Rockets' high-post facilitator, may be tasked with increased ball-handling duties to relieve pressure from Durant and provide an alternative avenue for offense. Kevin Durant and the young core, increased responsibilities. Durant's role in the offense will expand significantly. Known for his scoring versatility and ability to create opportunities for teammates, Durant is now expected to compensate for the absence of a traditional floor general. Analysts warn that this increases his workload considerably, particularly in the first 2 months of the season. Sengun, Sheppard, Thompson, and Eason will also see more responsibility. Overextending these young players could lead to fatigue, injuries, or early season struggles, which would put pressure on Houston in a competitive Western Conference where every game counts. Sports analyst, insert analyst name, commented, "Durant is still one of the best in the league, but even a superstar can't do it all. the Rockets' depth will be tested, and Udoka will need to manage minutes carefully to prevent burnout. Western Conference context. The Western Conference remains stacked with elite teams. The Lakers, Nuggets, Warriors, and Mavericks all boast high-powered lineups capable of exploiting Houston's temporary weakness at point guard. Without VanVleet, the Rockets may struggle against teams with disciplined backcourts and strong defensive schemes. League projections show that early season losses could have cascading effects, impacting playoff seeding and momentum. Houston's management must weigh the risks of relying on their young core against the inevitability of facing top-tier opponents before the 15th of December. Udoka's ability to adapt quickly could determine whether the Rockets remain competitive until the roster can be addressed. Looking ahead, the 15th of December and beyond. Once the 15th of December arrives, Houston will have options. Trades or free agent signings could bring in a true starting point guard, relieving pressure on Durant and the young core. Until then, the team must weather the storm with a makeshift backcourt and hope that early struggles do not derail the season. The clock is ticking, and Houston's early games will be a test of resilience, chemistry, and adaptability. The Rockets' promising offseason has been overshadowed by an unexpected setback. Fred VanVleet's Achilles injury removes a key piece of their championship puzzle, while NBA salary and roster rules limit immediate solutions. For the next 2 months, the team will rely on a combination of rookies, versatile wings, and veterans like Durant to maintain competitiveness. The coming weeks will reveal whether Houston can survive this early challenge and still contend in a stacked Western Conference. As the league watches, one thing is certain: the Rockets' first 2 months of the season will be among the most scrutinized and critical in recent franchise history.